The United States has had a long and intricate relationship with the Middle East, a relationship characterized by political, economic, and military engagements. Over the decades, the dynamics between the US and this region have evolved, reflecting the changing geopolitical landscape. In the aftermath of the Cold War, the US emerged as a dominant player in the Middle East, with interests spanning across various spheres including oil, Israel's security, and counter-terrorism. The region's strategic significance, coupled with its vast energy resources, has historically drawn American attention and involvement. In recent years, however, there's been a perceptible shift in US foreign policy. The pivot to Asia policy, initiated during the Obama administration, signaled a recognition of Asia's rising importance on the global stage. This shift seemed to suggest a relative diminishing of focus on the Middle East. Yet the region's inherent geopolitical significance continues to demand US engagement, although the nature and extent of this engagement is in flux. The Trump administration, for instance, adopted a more unilateral approach, marked by the withdrawal from the Iran nuclear deal and the relocation of the US embassy in Israel to Jerusalem. These actions reflected a departure from traditional multilateral approaches, stirring both acclaim and criticism on the international stage. The stance towards Iran, in particular, showcased a hardened approach, which reverberated through the region and beyond. On the contrary, the Biden administration has signaled a return to multilateralism, underscored by its efforts to revive the Iran nuclear deal and re-engage with traditional allies in the region. The approach towards Middle East has been cautious and reflective, aiming at rebuilding alliances and restoring trust, albeit amidst a landscape of enduring skepticism and evolving geopolitical challenges. One of the prominent challenges facing US-Middle East relations is the ongoing conflict in Yemen. The humanitarian crisis ensuing from this conflict has drawn international condemnation, urging the US to re-evaluate its support for Saudi-led military interventions. The Biden administration's decision to halt support for offensive operations in Yemen reflects a nuanced approach, attempting to balance strategic interests with humanitarian concerns. Furthermore, the rise of China and Russia as influential players in the Middle East poses a new kind of challenge to US hegemony in the region. Their growing partnerships with regional actors, like the strengthening ties between China and Iran, or Russia's involvement in Syria, present alternative alliances that could potentially reshape the geopolitical landscape and diminish US influence. Additionally, the US's domestic energy landscape is evolving with a gradual shift towards energy independence. The shale revolution and the push towards renewable energy sources have lessened the US's dependence on Middle Eastern oil. This evolving energy scenario might recalibrate the traditional dynamics that have underpinned US-Middle East relations for decades. The relentless pursuit of counter-terrorism objectives continues to be a major driver of US policy in the Middle East. The threat posed by extremist groups necessitates a sustained engagement in the region. However, the strategies employed in this endeavor are subject to scrutiny and debate, often reflecting differing ideological stances between various administrations and their global partners. The Israel-Palestine conflict remains another perennial concern in US-Middle East relations. The US's unwavering support for Israel has often been a point of contention with other regional actors. Finding a path towards a sustainable peace in this conflict is a complex endeavor, with implications that resonate far beyond the region. Moreover, the political instability and civil strife in countries like Syria, Libya, and Iraq present ongoing challenges. The US faces a delicate balancing act, navigating between its strategic interests, humanitarian concerns, and the ambitions of regional and global actors. The entangled web of alliances and enmities further complicates the US's role and its pursuit of a stable and peaceful Middle East. The internal politics of Middle Eastern countries also significantly impact the trajectory of US-Middle East relations. The rise of populist leaders, the quest for political reforms, and the voices of dissent resonate through the region, each with its own set of implications for US foreign policy. Moreover, the human rights narrative, particularly in nations like Saudi Arabia and Egypt, continues to be a contentious issue in US-Middle East relations. Balancing the promotion of human rights with maintaining strategic alliances poses a significant diplomatic challenge. Economic engagements also play a crucial role in shaping the US-Middle East relationship. Trade agreements, arms sales, and financial aid are instrumental in fostering ties, although they too are often subjects of debate and scrutiny both domestically and internationally. The digital realm presents a new frontier in US-Middle East relations. The cyber domain is increasingly becoming a theater for geopolitical rivalry, with state-sponsored cyber attacks and information warfare adding new dimensions to the traditional geopolitical dynamics. The global response to the pandemic has also left its mark on US-Middle East relations. The COVID-19 crisis showcased the need for collaborative efforts in addressing global challenges, yet also highlighted existing fissures in international relations. Climate change is another global issue that underscores the interconnectedness of the US and Middle East. The impacts of climate change are bound to affect geopolitical strategies, including resource allocation and crisis management, further intertwining the fates of the US and the Middle East. The diaspora communities from the Middle East residing in the US also form a vital link between the two regions. Their contributions to the American societal fabric, as well as their connections to their homelands, play a nuanced role in shaping perceptions and policies. The future of US-Middle East relations is not set in stone. It is subject to the whims of global geopolitics, internal political dynamics, and evolving global challenges. The interplay of historical ties, current realities, and future uncertainties creates a complex narrative that continues to unfold. As the US charts its course in the turbulent waters of Middle Eastern politics, the stakes are high. The decisions made today will reverberate through the annals of history, shaping the legacy of US foreign policy in the region and potentially redefining the global geopolitical landscape. The future of US-Middle East relations hinges on a myriad of factors, each with its own set of complexities and implications. As the US navigates through the evolving geopolitical landscape, the choices made will not only impact the US-Middle East dynamics, but will also resonate across the globe, potentially redefining international relations in a world that is increasingly interconnected, yet fraught with challenges. Thanks for watching Middle East Info. If you found this video insightful, please consider liking and subscribing